you're not alone. I want you to know, I'm getting emotional, but I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that, like, you don't have to carry any shame. Hey beautiful ones, welcome to BeenieTV, where I offer you sprinkles of spiritual sassiness and teach you how to mind your own blissness. If you are new here, my name is Beanie and we start every video with an affirmation. So let's get into it, honey. Go ahead and close your eyes, taking a deep breath in, release. I allow myself to be a vessel for the Most High. I allow myself to be a vessel for the Most High. I allow myself to be a vessel for the Most High. Go ahead and take a deep breath in, release. Okay, so I know when I'm looking for answers and YouTube has brought me a video that'll give me the answers, I know I just want the answers, boom, boom, bow. Okay, so for those of you that don't really care about me and my story, here's how I healed the HPV that I had for 10 years. 1, yoni pearls. 2, yoni steaming. 3, a yoni healing course, and that's it. Now, if you want to know exactly which pearls, which steam, and what course, then you're going to have to stay for the story. Those of you that want to stay for the story, hey. So let's get into it. Now, HPV is a super common STI, but just because it's common does not mean that it does not come with shame and guilt associated with it, okay? So I contracted HPV when I was 19 from having unprotected sex with someone that I really cared about, and so did one of my friends who also obviously had unprotected sex. Now, her HPV went away in like 3 months. Mine decided to stay on my cervix for 10 years, okay? Over 10 years. Now, I did not have insurance for a very long time. So I believe the HPV did go away when I was around 31. I'm 33 now, so I believe it went away around 31. So let's just say definitely over 10 years. Now, through that course, I was getting my PAPs every year. So the first time I went to go and get my cervix checked out to see like what kind of HPV I had, it always came back high risk. And I did a colposcopy, and the colposcopy did show that those cells on those HPV cells on my cervix were strain 16 and 18. Strain 16 and 18 are the ones that can potentially cause cancer. Now, every single time I would be praying, I would say, God, like, please, I changed my diet. I was just like, God, please, like, let me let this go. I don't want cervical cancer. Like, I don't want this. And every single time I would go and get my PAP, I would have high risk HPV cells, strains 16 and 18. And it was like, you know, when I would get my tests done every year, before the year, like before I would get my exams done, I wouldn't think about it. And then I would get the test, I would be so disappointed. I would feel all of those feelings of shame again. I would feel all of those feelings of anxiety and guilt, you know, about having something that, although it was common, doesn't mean that it felt 100% good to have it. It still sucks. It still sucks that that science, the medical field has not been able to create a test where men can get tested for HPV. And I feel like sometimes I go so hard in the paint for sexual health and sexual awareness because I was not raised to be in control of my womanhood, my girlhood, be in control of my sexual energy, be in control of it, you know. And I'm sure so many of you can relate where you didn't have the talk. No one talked to you about your period. Why am I doing quotes for my period? No one talked to you about your quote. No one talked to you about your period. No one really talked to you about spiritually. I know nobody talked to you spiritually about what actually happens when you have sex with someone and how sex is energetic and how every single time you have sex with someone, you are taking on that person's energy. I know for a fact that my sacral plexus, my womb, where women carry a lot of our sexual energy, our sexual trauma, was not in a good space to be engaging in sex at all. And I know the person that I got the HPV from was also not in a place to be engaging in sex in a healthy place. And when misaligned energy comes together, especially when the sacral plexus is not healed, you're gonna get STDs, you're gonna get STIs, okay? So that's what happened with me. You know, I can remember engaging in intercourse with this person and almost like it wasn't right. it wasn't right. It was like I was trying to force them to love me, force them to like me. And I can't go back in time, but all I can say to my 19-year-old self is that, like, I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry that I put you through that. I'm sorry that I put you through the turmoil and the ups and downs of being on a journey of your body not clearing up HPV like others. Like I said, my friend in college, her HPV cleared up in 3 months. You know, like, and you can't help but think, is there something wrong with me? Am I gonna get cervical cancer? Like, what is gonna happen to me? That's why I go so hard with celibacy. That's why I go so hard about self-pleasure. That's why I go so hard about healing the womb, because I've been on the other side of that. I have been on the other side of that. And if I can assist others in, like, not continuing to be on that other side, I'm gonna fucking do that. Okay, I'm going to do that. I was exposed to corn. Y'all know what I'm saying. I was exposed to corn at a very young age. I was exposed to a lot of I want to use the right language here on YouTube, but I was exposed to a lot of that type of content at a very early age. I am someone that has had sexual trauma, you know, at a very young age. And I'm speaking from a place of, like, I get it. I'm speaking of a place from like, I don't want you to have any shame. I don't want you to have any guilt. I want you to know that even if you do have an STD or STI that cannot be cleared up, I want you to know, like, you're not alone. I want you to know, I'm getting emotional, but I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that, like, you don't have to carry any shame. And if it's something from your past, you are allowed to let it go. If it's something that you still have and you deal with every day from time to time, if you still have HPV, I just want to let you know, like, you are not alone. And it's not something, you don't have to make a joke of it. You don't have to take it lightly. You can get mad and get sad, but I really want you to be able to at least release that shame and release that guilt, okay? Because we are programmed to, in this society, we are programmed to be over-sexualized and undereducated about, I want to say this right, sex, about sex, and how that can harm us at very young ages. You know, because at 19, I'm still a child. My brain has not fully developed. I lost my virginity at 16. I was a baby. I was a child. And again, I want to just say I'm sorry to my 16-year-old self for putting her through that and believing that that was going to bring her the love that she so desired. You know, and I encourage you to apologize to your younger self and just, like, saying, you know what, I'm sorry I put you through this, I'm sorry that we went through that, but we never have to go through that again. Stay with me, okay, when we're talking about this product, stay with me, okay? So the first product I tried were Yoni Pearls. I worked with the brand Yoni Talks. I have a review on my channel. Now, remember in 2020 when Yoni Pearls were like a thing and half of the community was like, Yoni Pearls seems like it is terrible for you. It seems like you shouldn't be sticking anything up there. It seems like it causes yeast infections. And the other community was like, oh my God, my yoni is so tight. My yoni is so tight. Now, I was not on the other side. I was more just like, okay, I don't believe in tight yoni walls. You actually don't want your yoni to be tight. You want your yoni to be flexible and fluid. You don't want a tight yoni. And I don't like that marketing angle of, oh, I'm getting my yoni tight for a man, right? But because I worked with this brand and because I am all about holistic period care, I tried the Yoni Pearls. And when you Google Yoni Pearls and you Google, like, what it looks like when you actually take the Yoni Pearl out, it was me. I was actually pissed when I looked at my yoni and saw, like, how it looks so, I know I'm not I'm not doing a good job of selling it, but stay with me. I definitely attribute this to healing the cervix. I really do. From the HPV, I really do. So my yoni was like all irritated and red, and I was pissed off, but I stayed with it. Okay, because I'm gonna read it right here. The thing about the Yoni Pearls is that It's an herbal blend that absorbs impurities and toxins from within, from yeast overgrowth, bad bacteria, dead cells, and old blood clots, okay? So when I took my yoni pearl out, it was like covered in like this white film, and there was like a little bit of blood, and I did the instructions exactly. I am attributing that to healing the HPV. I really am. Yoni Talks is a Black woman-owned company. I would suggest these pearls over any other pearls because I believe they worked for me. Second are my yoni steaming. So yoni steaming, the only yoni steaming herbs that I use are from Valledia organica, formerly known as Earth Mama medicine. Those are the only herbs that I have used since 2019, about 2020. Now I was steaming at least twice a month in 2020 and in 2021. I was steaming about twice a month and really making it a ritual, really like allowing myself to be free from all my past sexual partners, releasing ancestral trauma, calling my girlhood back, calling my womanhood back, releasing how I felt about how I lost my virginity, releasing how I felt about how I contracted HPV, just really letting it all go. Every steam was a ritual. Every steam brought me back to myself. So she has rose. It has so many flowers and herbs in her blend, and she grows them herself, okay? Now this person, like, I feel like I can feel her energy through Instagram. She is genuine. She puts her heart into her products, and it shows. She creates high vibrational products, and my body is a high vibrational entity, and really took to those herbs. All right, so I told you guys that I took a womb healing course. This was through the internet. I'm pretty sure it was like $20, $30, but it was called Break the Grip of Past Lovers by Jumana Sophia. Okay, and this, you can find this at dailyom.com. The link will be in the comments section. So with this course, I mean, she's just a beautiful healer, and it was very intentional work on clearing out the womb, clearing out that sacral plexus chakra. That chakra carries so much emotion. I told you guys already, it carries all your past partners, all of your trauma. It carries all of that, okay? There's a reason why a lot of women have fupas, and it's not because of the way that they eat. It's just energy. They haven't been able to digest their trauma. They haven't been able to digest casual experiences that they've had, these casual experience that they have had with people. So there's I mean, everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. So this course, again, I took it in 2021, and I've taken it twice so far because sometimes I feel like I need that extra like clearing, okay? But yeah, I highly recommend that course, and take it serious, okay? Nobody can do the healing for you. You have to do it yourself. Those are the healing modalities that I use. Those are the healing tools that I use. Those were the medicines I use. So again, like I said, I did not have insurance, right? So I could not go and get a PAP for almost 3-4 years. The last time I got a PAP was in 2018 before I left LA. I did an at-home test from Everlywell. This is not sponsored. So Everlywell is an at-home test kit company. So you can get everything tested from food allergies to STDs in the privacy of your own home. So I took the HPV test, and then I took the STD female test. I just wanted to take it just in case, because I was like, fuck it, I was just like, okay, let's just take everything, because you don't know what could be lingering. You don't know what could pop up later. So the STD test does syphilis, gonorrhea, HIV, and trick. And the HPV test obviously tests for HPV. So what you do is you take a swab, you do a vaginal swab, and you prick your finger, you send it in. It goes to the pharmacy, the facilities, the doctors test it, and they bring you back a letter, and or they email you a letter. So the letter said I didn't have STDs, which I knew that because I hadn't had sex for like 2-3 years. I'm going on year number 4 right now, okay? I'm going on year number 4, okay? Your girl is fiending. I'm fiending. Okay. This was 2022 when I took the Everlywell test. The last time I got tested for HPV was 2018. Okay, y'all on the timeline. Okay, let's stay on the timeline. So I got the test results back and obviously said I didn't have STDs, but it also said I didn't have HPV. And I was like, wait, what? So remember, 2020 to 2021, I was like 2019 to 2021, let's say, I was doing intentional womb work. Steaming, I did the detox of the yoni pearls once, I did the break the grip of the past lovers twice. I also had a rose quartz, which is all about love, yoni egg. So I was doing yoni egg exercises as well. I have a video if you want to watch the review of that. That egg is also from a black owned company. So I was doing intentional work, okay? Keyword, intentional. So when I got the Everlywell test back, I was like, wait, hold up. Since I was 19 years old, you are telling me that over 10 years, I'm finally getting a negative test result from HPV? I didn't believe it. I genuinely did not believe it. So fast forward to 2022, I have a job and I have insurance. So first thing I'm doing is getting a PAP. So I got my PAP done sometime in November, okay? And then I got my test results back in December. On December 2nd, 2022, it says your PAP and HPV testing both came back negative. HPV is the virus that can lead to cervical cancer. Your PAP indicates no HPV were found and the cells of your cervix are normal. Your next PAP smear is due in 5 years. And we do recommend female exams every 1 to 2 years. Do you understand? That was the greatest news I received in 2022. The fact that my cervix is clean and clear, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Okay, the fact that I never will worry about having a negative HPV test. Am I gonna get cervical cancer one day ever again is amazing. Okay, like I can't even put into words, like reliving that moment. I cried, guys. I cried so hard because I was just like, I am finally free. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. Please be sure to comment, subscribe. Let me know your journey of STIs, STDs. Please know this is a safe space. Please DM me on Instagram at BeenieTV if you want to talk about it and share space. I am here for you, okay? Be sure to shop Salome Shea, where I sell ethically sourced shea butter. If you feel like this video assisted you in any way, shape, or form, divine donations are always, always welcome, okay? Because your girl needs some kale. I need to buy some kale for some kale juice, okay? Keep the yoni good, okay? I need some pineapples, okay? So feel free to send me some divine donations if you feel called to. Again, subscribe, like, comment, and please know that you don't have to live in shame. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live with guilt, okay? You do not have to do that whatsoever. You can let that go and you can choose to heal. You can choose your healing. And even if you have something that can't, that can't go away, that won't go away, or if you're afraid to get tested, please check out Everlywell, okay? Please check out Everlywell. There is no need to hide. There's no need to hide, okay? There is no need to hide. We all have had sexual trauma. We all have been overly sexualized by society. You are not alone, okay? I just want you to leave this video knowing that you are not alone. I love you so much, and I will see you guys next video. Peace.